So I'll take the wool kit and this jar, and I'll only do one, and then it's the same process for all of them. You can dye one and then you reuse the jar, so you would only need one jar and have 4 goes, or you can have 4 jars on the go at once. So I think I will do the coreopsis. I do like coreopsis. And the thing we've done here is we put these little labels on that you can put on the jar. They come off quite easily, and then you know what's in the jar. This has been dyed with, mordanted with alum sulfate, and that's just a pickling kind of E number. You could be, you can maybe have some wool of your own that you would like to. So on the jar, and then the little tea bag. What I tend to do is tie a wee knot in it and then fix it somewhere, just so that it doesn't fall out, and then you can use this to take it in and out just like a tea bag. And you want some hot water. You don't want it boiling, because the temperature will change the colour. At too high a temperature, it actually destroys some of the colour compounds. So how easy is this? Just pour some water. You can already see the colour coming out. And I would keep it maybe about 2/3 full, and then just close the lid so that it keeps the heat in a little bit, but you can already see the colour coming out of that, and just let that steep. Now, I personally would do this in the late evening or afternoon and let it sit till the next day, and then you'll find a good colour. So that's what I'll do. I'll leave this sitting, and I'll come back tomorrow and you can see, because natural dyeing it can be quite a slow process. So and it's good to enjoy it, and it's really good to do this in the summertime. You won't need to reheat this. You can just put it on your windowsill and let the heat of the sun, your solar jar. But yeah, for just now, that's all we need to do, is put some hot water on it. Okay. So it's the next day, and I've had this hank of wool sitting in just in some plain water. I've tied loosely, because you don't want it to be too tight, because that area would come out white. But it keeps all the strands in order, and I've tied it at the top as well, just so they don't go astray. And here's my coreopsis. I've warmed it up in a bath, and you can now either take this out and re-soak it and get a lighter colour, or you can leave it in, and I might just leave it in. And then it will keep producing colour. So I'm just going to dip this in, and you can already see it's picking up the dye colour quite nicely. So just pop that in. Just pop it in like that, and using your little stirrer, just make sure it's all underneath the water. And you can already see it's picking up some of that colour. So like I say, you can either leave the tea bag in, or you can leave it, or you can take it out. It's entirely up to you. And then just let that sit, and I would let that sit for another day. Sit nicely on your shelf, and we'll see tomorrow what colour that'll come out. So I just wanted to show you this coreopsis. I've had it sitting overnight and on the wool, and look at that gorgeous orange colour. There's enough dye in there to maybe do another skein if you want. Oh, there we go, isn't that gorgeous? Now, the way. So what I'll do now is just wash this and just rinse it in water. If you're concerned that it's a bit itchy, you know, you could put some neutral conditioner, because it's hair at the end of the day. So I use e-couver, but you can do that if you want. I wouldn't. Some people soften with vinegar. I wouldn't do that because it might change the pH, so change the colour. But there you go. How easy was that, in such a gorgeous colour?